Hey everybody, welcome to photo share number 305 for, what is this, March 22nd, 2020. I'm going to go ahead and post I'll post a link over on in the chat as well. So I hope everybody is doing well. Interesting week we're in here. A lot has changed in the last week. I'm sure many of you are have some changes locally happening. This coronavirus thing is interesting. It's moving along pretty rapidly. So I hope everybody is healthy and safe. It's been a really weird week. Everything that's been going on here, let me get back to, hey, there we are. Just been a strange week. I know we went from last week having, I don't know how many, what the number of cases were. We might have had a few thousand here in the U.S., a couple thousand maybe in Great Britain. But that has changed dramatically in the last few days. So we are definitely in a new world. It's one big economic and social experiment here, trying to figure out what to do and what will happen or won't happen, and what the end result will be. So, welcome to what's that old Chinese proverb? May you live in interesting times. I think this qualifies as interesting, don't you, James?
What's that now?
I think this qualifies as interesting times.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, it is quite a change from last Sunday. That's for sure.
Yeah. So I'm lit up plenty today, right? Because I put a light there to cover my face. Because sometimes I'm dark.
No, you got it. No, you're coming across fine, but yeah, I mean the lighting is a little bad, but it's not terrible. So you're good. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and stop this. There we go. Okay. There we go. So yeah, it's interesting. Has your local, I don't know, has the state of North Carolina issued any shelter in place or stay home orders yet? I didn't see that.
Yeah, they've ordered it.
Okay, all right.
People to stay off the streets. Well, not stay off the streets, go for a walk and do 6 feet between people.
Yeah.
So I walk every day. So when I see people, I usually go out in the road and say, I'm keeping my distance, and then I'll go around and back on.
Yeah.
Here's a matching video.
Yeah. Hey, Wes, how's it going?
Good.
Good. Are you officially working from home now?
No, still going in.
Wow. Okay. All right. School is done, right? Or they're doing online? Yeah.
All online.
Okay. All right. Yeah. It's interesting. Has Florida issued a non-essential activities stay at home? Have they done that yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Yeah. All right. My guess is that most states will have that by next few days, probably. It sounds like.
Yeah, my state's all the kids were staying at home from school.
Yeah.
Out of college and everything. I told them to leave Friday.
Yeah. It's I think schools are closed in 45 states right now. So once again, probably all 50 will probably be closed here pretty soon. Hey, head coach, got somebody sneaking in from the Share Bear show. So he is one of the regulars on Joe's show, and I think he's working. I don't know. Are you still in Vegas? I think so. That's just got to be wild to be in Vegas and see the Strip be vacant for the most part. That would be kind of interesting. So lots of Now, is Dennis going to be able to join us today? Because I want to toast him here because I know they had to close the pubs there, which I know is just.
Well, they're closed, but he told me because we talked during the week and that. But I was talking to him yesterday. He said they had the crewmen out there, like the cameramen, filming people in the bars.
Yeah.
It's stupid, isn't it? Like, come on, can you think that?
Yeah. It's interesting. I know they've been talking about that here. You know, the whole social distancing and whatever, and then they kept showing video of all the college students on spring break in Florida. You know, like thousands of them on the beach.
Let me ask you this. Do you know Trump said that anyone earning $75,000 or less would get a check for $1,200? Then there's different grades. Does that mean including retirees? Does that mean everybody or just working people?
I think earned income, and Social Security doesn't count as earned income. I think.
But the idea behind it is to go out and spend it and stimulate the economy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Retirees can still do that.
Yeah, I don't know. My guess is it's only for people. Well, I don't know. I mean, technically, it would only be for people that are earning a paycheck, but I don't because they're thinking that, you know, if you're impacted that way, you might have a reduction in hours or have been laid off.
I don't mind not getting the money because I don't need it. So I give it to someone else, but they're going to give it to me. I'll keep it.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a prepayment on your taxes anyway, right? It's not really free money.
I haven't heard anything, but that wouldn't surprise me anyway.
Yeah, that's what like
a
Bush
tax,
one in
like a tax
2000,
credit. Yeah.
2008 or whatever.
Okay. Yeah. That wouldn't surprise me. That's a way to just kind of give you a credit. Basically.
They're going to do what? Deduct it off your taxes?
I would expect it to be a tax credit, not an actual payment.
Yeah, not a check. Say, you know, the first $1,200 of taxes is, you know, you're not paying. Basically.
Well, they'll send you a check, but it's going to come out of your taxes next year.
Yeah, as income.
Yeah. Which,
yeah, I expect that.
Yeah, it's better than nothing, I guess. But yeah, this is all just kind of a day-by-day big social and economic experiment to see what will happen. So, hey, we got John in here, Foamy Head. He's in the show. So yeah, this is it's interesting. That's for sure. Well, I've been working home for years, but Pam.
Hold on a minute.
Pam is working from the dining room table, so that's her new office. It's kind of interesting. She's like, hey, this is kind of weird, but she's trying to keep the exact same schedule, get up at the same time, start work at the same time, finish work at the same time, and do that. So far,
that's what they say to do, is to keep the
Yeah.
schedule.
Yeah, and she's been doing a good job of that. And she's like, well, it's going to be week to week. I'm like, nah, you can figure the next month or so you're going to be working from home. It's probably, I think we're at least a month in at this point, probably, just with the way things are. I don't think 2 weeks is going to do it. So
plus that
the social distancing that we're doing here, they said it's going to be for 2 weeks. I think it's going to be quite a bit longer than that.
Did you like my joke about, say, 6 feet away from the?
Yes, and I'm only about 3 feet away, so I don't know.
Don't touch me.
So yeah, well, this is the virtual. Yeah, it's they were talking about, what was it? Netflix France requested that Netflix or something dropped the 4K streaming to free up bandwidth. So they didn't.
What's something about that on the TV, dropping the bandwidth?
Everybody, well, it should be this. Well, probably a little bit more, but everybody, if they're not working at work, working at home, they're still using the same bandwidth. They're just using it in a different location. So they've got to readjust.
Probably less likely to be watching Netflix at work.
Yeah,
that's working from home.
That's probably true. Speaking of watching Netflix at work, there's Dennis. What's up, Dennis?
Okay.
Notice I'm having one of these because I know with having to close down the pub, you're probably pretty sad about that.
Oh, right. I've got a complete pack of Corona in the garage, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Did you isolate
yourself?
Yeah, I'm isolating myself with a 12-bottle pack, yeah.
I've got bottles of Corona just waiting to give out to my friends and family. Yeah. So how's everybody in the UK taking it, Dennis?
Yeah, it's getting worse. More measures today. Yeah.
Yeah.
The way I see it, this is a mirror image of what's happening in Italy. I've been following the Italian channel for the last 3 or 4 weeks, and you know, last week they had under 2,000 dead, and now it's 6.
Yeah. Now they're 5, and well, the US is a couple weeks behind that. It seems like so.
Yeah.
It's you know
Italy just under 6,000 today.
Yeah. They're it's kind of bad over there, and it's a combination of just maybe it's the population, the state of the healthcare, and it's probably a combination of factors.
Yeah. Well, Friday night, the Prime Minister closed down all the pubs and restaurants. And now all the shops are closing. I'll be getting emails today from all the big department stores saying they're closing the whole lot down.
Yeah. And pretty much the governor here hasn't issued that order yet, but the city of Atlanta did. So it's kind of town by town. Is that the kind of way it is for US? Are they doing town by town, city by city?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's local governments just making the decision, and who's closing, who's not. And I see a lot of businesses sort of self-closing. I got a thing from Best Buy today that they're closing their stores.
Mm-hmm.
You can do.
It should be a federal thing, so everyone pays attention, because doing it by states and letting the states run itself. Look at those kids down in Florida on spring break. They didn't care about what was going on. As far as they're concerned, it's their spring break and they're going to have fun. Well, that's what happened. They should be isolated.
Yeah, that's the challenging thing is, do you do it like we're doing it, bit by bit, depending on what happens, or do you just, lock it down for 30 days, pretty much, shut down 75% of the economy, bang, all at once? Or do you do it like we're doing it over a period of time? I don't know. In the end, is it going to end up, what's the difference? We don't know until.
The World Health Organization, there was a guy on the TV with a message for all the young people.
Yeah.
He said, like, you're not invincible, and if you get this, you could end up in hospital for a long time, or it can kill you, or you'll take it home to your family and kill your family.
Yeah. No, it's pretty serious, because it doesn't. Most young people don't feel the effects, but there are young people that are getting sick from it. But the most important thing is you can have it and not have any symptoms for a few days and still be contagious. So days before you feel anything, you could be spreading it around, and that's the hard part, because you could be perfectly fine and maybe you never get any symptoms, but you're still contagious for days.
Yeah.
5 to 10 days. Yeah.
I think people should do as they're told and listen to what's being told to do.
Yeah.
But if you're saying stay home, just go for walks and keep the 6 feet, do it. Don't just avoid it and say it's not going to happen to me.
Yeah.
The Prime Minister tried to keep it voluntary.
Yeah.
By saying to everybody, don't go to restaurants, don't go to the bars. On the Friday, the bars were just packed. They're all standing there drinking beer and watching the TV, and so he had to make it compulsory. Yeah.
That's the advantage and the disadvantage of China. The advantage is they had the one party, kind of authoritarian state. They just shut it down. That's it. You have no choice in the matter.
China. Is the level gone down on China or what?
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Yeah, that's what they're reporting. So
that's what they're
they
reporting.
picked all the reporters out, so we'll see.
But they've got the medication over there because they make it, right?
There is nothing really that is that's available really that's alleviating symptoms. There's definitely no vaccine. So they're just saying that by shutting down whatever it was, the main province, Wuhan City or whatever, for 30 days, that they supposedly stopped it. But we'll see. They're supposed to be ramping back up this week, I think. They're going to start, getting back in and working and doing things again. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. My guess is they're going to have more cases. So okay. And on that cheery note,
just going to go outside and hang myself.
Yeah. I do have lots of beer and liquor, so I mean, if it comes to that, yeah, I mean, I'm good.
Yeah.
So okay, so yeah, it's it sounds like it's pretty much it's worldwide at this point. You know, everybody's kind of going through it, doing little variations on the same thing. So
yeah, that's one Chinese export we didn't need.
yeah. That's there's it's interesting, that's for sure. And I think they did everybody a disservice by not saying it existed for a month or two before it started. Yeah. You know, when it first came out, they house arrested, put the doctor that kind of was talking about it, they put him under house arrest, and he succumbed to the illness, which means something else probably, but we'll never know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
Yeah, if they told everybody when they first lost control of it, then maybe it wouldn't have gone everywhere like it has.
Probably not, because people wouldn't have been traveling as much and that type of thing. And that's the thing; it just takes one or two people, that whole doubling. If they find a healthy host, it it goes from one person to they infect two people, so then you got three, then it doubles 6. I mean, within a few days, you've got hundreds of people just from one person.
Yeah, you can see how it's going, because it started off with just a few people.
Mm-hmm.
Now London is a big city, and it's beginning to take hold.
Yeah. Well, that's about half the cases here in the U.S. are in New York, and the majority of those are in New York City.
Yeah, and
which I guess kind of makes sense. I mean, it's the most densely populated city in America, so. But yeah, they have about half the total cases of the whole U.S. just in reported cases. That's the thing. There's still probably a bunch of people walking around that have it, but they're not getting tested, so they don't know they have it. So
yeah, so I've got a friend who's had the cancer treatment, and he's well at risk now. He's been told not to go out at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So does he have a family getting them food and that type of thing?
Well, yeah, where we live it's not quite, there's no real tons of people with it down this area yet, okay. So the chances are probably quite remote at the moment, but obviously we're only 30 miles from London. They can, work in London and come home on the train, and of course all those people then.
Yeah. It's not really a matter of distance. It's just a matter of where people are and whether they're infectious or not. So yeah, it's well, I know the grocery stores here they're starting to get back to not back to normal, but better stock than they were last week or the first of this 4 or 5 days ago. So I mean, they were literally wiped out of all the fresh meat and a lot of frozen stuff. Most canned goods were gone. But now they're starting to build back up, as things kind of catch up a little bit. So hopefully that'll improve.
We've had that here. It was disgraceful, really, because there was, I don't know if you've seen it in America, there was a nurse finished a 48-hour shift, went to the supermarket to get some food. She couldn't buy any food. The shelves were empty.
Mm-hmm.
So she was making an appeal, telling people to stop the hoarding, because you're depriving people of basic food,
Yeah.
While they're in the hospital trying to save their lives.
Yeah. People should have some privileges. You know what I mean? But they're working on it. They should be able to have someone take care of their food for them.
Yeah, some of the big supermarkets are setting aside time for the NHS workers, all the key workers, to come in and buy food at a set time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they've got that here as well, like Publix and Harris Teeter. If you're a pensioner, a retiree, you can go in before the rest of the people and get some shopping done.
Yeah. That's what they're doing that here too. And that seems
there's some real acts of kindness going on in this country, but there's some real selfish bastards as well.
Yeah. You get the.
You always find that though.
Yeah, it always something that is a crisis or something serious. You highlight the extremes. It seems like the people. Hopefully, more people being better than worse. But yeah, there's always the idiots out there.
Yeah, there must be some people in poor condition if they need 100 bog rolls.
Yeah.
I don't understand it at all.
Yeah.
There's one guy over here who's bought a load of bog rolls and Yeah, a lot of stuff, supplies, and he got found out, and now they're saying you can't return it.
Yeah.
Good.
So if you don't buy it off him, he can't return it. He's stuck with it.
Yeah. Well, there was that one guy in Kentucky or whatever that bought 17. He drove around and bought 17,000
I think that's
bottles of hand sanitizer, and he was trying to sell. Yeah, we were talking about that last week, and they stopped him. Yeah, they pulled him. And I think the National Guard went and picked it up or something. I mean, it was just kind of crazy. So, oh man. Well, I guess on the positive note a little bit is that maybe some stuff we might end up with some sales on electronics and stuff at some point here as they're trying to generate business. Maybe, I don't know.
well, everywhere's going to have bargains to stimulate the business because cruise ships, airplanes, everything's going to have it. It's just that people are still nervous.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's gonna be the interesting thing. Is there's shutting things down, and however long it goes on, what how will they ramp back up? I mean, I know local restaurants here, they're not doing sit down, but a lot of them are still doing takeout. So we've been trying to do that as much as we can. If we go to a restaurant, we're going using an app or ordering online and picking it up to try to keep that going. But some they just close, like hair, like Supercuts, hair cutting, they just shut it down. So those people are just out for now because they're not essentially allowed to open up again. So it's going to be.
There was a school teacher here, Mark, who put online that she didn't think that the school children that she deals with were psychologically prepared for this. And there's going to be real problems. And someone put online, well, when we were school children, we wasn't prepared for World War II and 9 years of rationing.
Yeah.
Everyone needed to get through it,
Yeah. That's the challenge. Hey, there's Joe's coming to us from an undisclosed bunker in Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh yeah.
I don't know that guy.
Yeah. You can hardly recognize him because all the toilet paper he's got stacked up around him. Right?
That's right. Yeah, those are just big giant rolls of toilet paper back there. Actually,
it looks like a couch, but it's actually toilet paper.
It is actually. Yeah.
Joe, you wasn't on last week. It's not called toilet paper. It's called bog roll.
Yeah, that was my bog roll. I'm like, what the hell is that? And he's like, it's toilet paper. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we found that out on our show.
Right?
Well. Yeah.
So, did you get your shopping done today, Joe?
I went last week on Sunday, so this week I went yesterday. I went Saturday.
Okay. Yeah. So you got most of what you need then? You're good for
that?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good till I didn't get strawberries, but I think I just kind of forgot to look for them.
Right.
Did you not buy 200 tins of canned meat just in case?
You couldn't get it.
Most of the canned meat and beans was gone, and dry beans too. Dry beans and rice. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All that and pasta. Pasta is the one that nobody's talking about that you can't get.
Yeah, pasta is pretty much gone.
Yeah.
I bought some this week, and there's plenty there.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah, all over. Like where I am, I could easily get it. Other places, mainly, they can't get it.
Yeah. Oh, there's Pat. Yeah, we should still be here in 30 minutes, Pat. So jump on whenever you can. Love to have you.
Yeah, some of our appliance stores have said that they've sold out freezers. So I can only assume that people are hoarding food or they're putting their dead relatives in there to keep them fresh.
Yeah. Probably a little bit of both. They're hoarding their dead relatives.
Yeah, which is it. Yeah, so they can carry on claiming their pension.
Yeah. Oh man. So yeah, it's interesting. Now, have you guys seen the My Corona video?
No.
The guy, his name is Chris Mann. I think we need to share this. It's pretty funny. He was, I guess he was a finalist on The Voice of season 2, and he's a recording artist, but he's come out with a couple videos. And this one, to My Sharona, he does My Corona. So I'll share this. And he did this on Monday, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, and my brother sent it to me, and it was just, I mean, it's pretty funny. So let's go ahead and share this. And it's funny. You look at his YouTube channel. He's posted, I don't know, 40 or 50 videos. Most of them get maybe 1,000, 2,000 hits. This one's got over 1 million now, and the one he did a few days ago is probably close to 1 million now. So. All right, here we go. This is pretty funny.
I need toilet paper, toilet paper, toilet paper. I'm out of toilet paper. It's my corona. I need toilet paper, toilet paper, toilet paper. I'm out of toilet paper. It's my corona.
Got to make a grocery run. Well, that sounds fun. Why am I out here risking my life? Corona, where's a goddamn parking space? Shit, I touched my face. Wait, I think I finally caught my corona. Stop it, don't be panic. Go inside. No organic? Oh no, I'll GMO. Jesus Christ, now I panic. I'll die. My corona.
Out of toilet paper. It's my corona.
Don't come any closer, huh? I'll mess you up. I'm just coming in for some white corona. Brokers full of empty shelves. What the hell? Yes, I'm stocking up on boxed white corona. Nothing's making sense. No more friends. No more basketball kids. Our homework school is raining too. And I'm losing my corona. My corona.
I need toilet paper, toilet paper, toilet paper. I'm out of toilet paper. It's my corona. I need toilet paper, toilet paper, toilet paper. I'm out of toilet paper. It's my corona.
When you're gonna get to me, get to me. Is it just a matter of time, corona? Will I kill my family in quarantine? Or is it just a game in my mind, corona? And there's Donald Trump. What the fuck? Why you shaking hands and keep telling us nothing's up? That we're gonna be fine. What? My corona. My corona. So sick of my corona. Hey, my corona. My corona.
That's pretty good, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So that, and then this one, if you can go and check him out, but he does one to Madonna. So, yeah. But, yeah, so that guy went from 1,000 views per video to 1 million views per video just in the last week.
Say he went viral.
He went viral, yes.
No doubt. It kind of deserves it. That was a good one. That's creative.
Yeah, it is. So, yeah.
And you know what I found out just since last night's show, and I wish I would have seen it then so we could have talked about it, but one of the local distilleries here in Arizona started, instead of making gin and vodka and everything, since since it's very limited, they're making hand sanitizer. So that's
Here.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
They're making hand sanitizer. So that's a good way for them to stay in business and still help.
Yeah, and still help people out. Yeah. That's it's interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of creativity and people pitching in and doing stuff, which is encouraging. So
it's great.
Hopefully that continues. But
it said here on Friday, Mark, that all our private hospitals in this country have handed over everything to the National Health Service.
Yeah, and they're kind of doing that here too. They're tapping into the Defense Department reserves for some of that stuff, like masks and what they call personal protective equipment, stuff that medical people need when they're working with people. So,
and some of the stores are asking for people to return it so they can give it to medical.
Give it to people who could really use it. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, people have been hoarding those masks, and it's like, you don't need it.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you're unless you're in the hospital, you don't need it for the most part. So, yeah. Interesting times. All right, should we talk a little photography at least?
Go for it.
Yeah.
I think I'm good for that. So, everybody, just go with the flow here, and this is new stuff all the time, every day. All right. So speaking of new stuff, we got some new stuff on the. How about that? Whew, that's pretty good. I can know what I'm doing almost. So I think this was the last one last week, right? Yes.
Did we look at this? Oh, that was last.
Yep. The old tree. Is that an oak tree, Dennis, or do you know what kind that is?
No, I don't think so. I think it's an elm.
Elm. Okay. The big one. Big tree.
Yeah, been there a long time.
Yeah. Not quite as long as Hadley Castle, but close.
No, it was probably a twig.
Yes. So we haven't seen a picture from Nicholas in a while. Now he's in France, if I remember. So, he's looks like Simi's protege, or maybe Simi is Nicholas's protege. We don't know. We have yet to figure out that what the relationship is between the two of them. Maybe they're brothers and they're just out. But yeah, this is a nice one. 1.3 seconds. Lev de jour, something over the sun. I mean, sun over the marina. How about that? Sun over the marina. But yeah, great colors, and it's a nice composition too. Very nice. Let's see here.
I finally did cancel my Flickr.
You did? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
You're just down to private. Yeah, I think I'm probably just going to stop the pro version. I think. All right. I've got until August. So.
How much does that save you?
It's I think $6 a month, something like $5-6 or something like that. It wasn't a whole heck of a lot. I think so. I don't think it was that much.
Well, yeah, buy you a few bog rolls, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a pack of toilet paper a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, who knows? Toilet paper and pasta. Dear God. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, the more pasta you eat, the more toilet paper you need. So it all kind of goes together.
Yeah.
Goes in, comes out. Goes in, comes out.
What goes in must come out. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Either that.
So speaking of coming out, Dennis, this picture came out pretty good. It isn't.
Yeah, this is the 50 mil 1.2 wide open.
All right. Is this in your garden, backyard?
Yeah, everything's blossoming now.
Yep. Yeah, we're getting that. It's becoming the height of allergy season right now. All the pollen and everything's we're getting that yellow coating on things now from all the pine trees. So it's
maybe that's the virus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to be good with people walking along sneezing.
That's what we've been dealing with here. People have been sneezing for weeks because the pollen is so bad.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you guys are about 6 weeks ahead of us, and we're just coming into peak pollen season here too. So
yeah, it's the same thing here. The allergies are just killing people. Yeah, absolutely. And for us, we've gotten so much rain, which is really unusual. That it's made everything come up.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that little bit of rain, everything sprouts up and blooms real fast. Yeah.
Are you working from home, Wes?
No, I've still got to go to the office.
Have you? Have they closed down the university then?
Yeah, it's closed. Just the basically the administration, us people run things are there.
Yeah. So yeah, that came out nice. So you were focusing right here, then I'm assuming right in the center of the flower. Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to get a reasonable flower shot because I went. You're probably only going to get one part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Yeah, it certainly blurs out the background. And I also used the Voigtland close focus adapter as well to get even closer.
Okay. All right. Oh, kind of nice. That's a nice detail there. And yeah, that's a great lens. Here's the Garden Bear again.
Yeah, this was one of the experiments. So I was going back through some old stuff, and this was speed lights. Yeah.
Okay.
A pair of speed lights, and the idea was to make the background black.
Okay. Yep. It worked.
And just for Joe, I put a moon in the corner.
Yeah, that's good. Otherwise, it's not an authentic photo. See, so
This is
Yeah.
They obviously think it was fake. We didn't have a moon.
Yeah.
Signature.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so is this okay? Portra 160. All right.
Yeah, this was film. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And quite colourful, really.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
it is, yeah.
very nice. Is this from last year?
Yeah, this was the Bronica. One of the. I just went through some of the old negatives, scanned them, rescanned.
Mm-hmm. No, that's nice. I like that. That's just highly saturated. I wouldn't say oversaturated, but highly saturated.
Yeah, I think this was using 180 mil. I think it was.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what it says, 180 millimeter. So, yeah, that's nice. Yeah, the color is very nice, and the background is nice and subdued.
Yeah, so this was C41, so the colours shouldn't have been that far out. It was the E6 I had trouble with.
Yeah, that's the challenging one. Now, speaking of challenging, I challenged this McLaren to a race in my Chevy Volt. I wonder which one wins.
Speaking of racing, NASCAR had a virtual race today.
Oh, they did. How'd they do that?
Online. Yeah,
Okay.
it was a game. It was so the race car drivers are actually racing each other, but on a video game.
Oh, huh.
on iRacing. So it was a virtual racing. I know Dennis loves this kind of thing. So Denny Hamlin won. Yeah.
The virtual. Does he get points for the championship though?
Yeah, it was an iRacing event. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Did the points count?
Huh?
Did the points count when they win? They get points.
No, it's just yeah, it's just some.
That's interesting because you got all the drivers doing a virtual, doing a video game basically.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
That's one thing. It is kind of interesting. A lot of bands and stuff are doing virtual concerts and that type of thing where they're doing a concert and then they just have like super chat or whatever open so you can donate to them as they're playing, that type of thing. So
yeah,
it's kind of
anything to kind of keep in the public eye there,
Oh yeah. It's got to stay kind of top of mind a little bit, I guess. Yeah. Now this McLaren in matte McLaren orange. Yeah, that's nice. Up on a ladder or shooting down from the top of a building, probably, huh?
Probably from a building, probably.
Yeah, he's pretty far up. That'd be a tall ladder to get that. But
yeah,
that's kind of neat. That's a neat perspective.
I'll take it that's a rear engine car, yeah.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, right there. Mid-engine, I guess.
Mid.
Yeah, I was just trying to work out what way around it was, but so I looked at the wing mirrors, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was, he invited me to go to a McLaren event with him south of Phoenix here. And I just couldn't make it, man. So it was just a couple weekends ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's.
When you go to those, Joe, do you help out or you just stand by and look?
Yeah, I don't know what I would have done in this case, but more than likely just shooting a little bit here and there, wherever I can. I try to stay out of the way, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, in this case I have no idea actually. I didn't go. So but when I have gone, I he gets me in and I shoot like I normally would if it was my event,
Mm-hmm.
I just don't shoot as long as Pat. Pat's very, he doesn't, like I say, he doesn't, puff his shirt or pat himself on the back too much. But he's a pretty intense shooter, man. He gets after it pretty good. I can't shoot that long. I'm used to shooting a couple hours and bouncing. He can do it all day.
Do all day. I
Yeah.
mean, he talked a lot about just 12 hours of shooting followed by 12 hours of editing to get the pictures back to the customer.
he's pretty. Plus when if we're both there, we're from different mentalities. I'm there recreationally.
Yep.
Kind of enthusiast. He is there as that. Plus living.
He's there to make money. Yeah, he's got to make money doing it. Yeah.
So
Well, when you take pictures, are those your pictures or does the Pat own the pictures because it's doing it for his client?
Yeah, if I'm taking photos, unless he asks me, I mean they're my photos, but I always give them to him. So I'll edit whatever photos I take and then give them to him as well. And then, and then he does whatever he needs to do with them if there's anything that's useful for him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because it's like being a second shooter at a wedding.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you bet. Yeah.
Don't own pictures.
Yeah. I generally, like, if he's here, I'm somewhere shadowing him somewhere. Just if that's what you're looking for. I do that. But I also am trying to get other angles that he's not, just in case, I've done
Does
that.
he tell you what's the teacher, or does he just leave you on your own and he just does the job?
Yeah, pretty much just, you're just going freehand, there's no, like, hey, do this or do that. The only real thing, like, once we get going, the only thing he's ever said is like, hey, do you have this lens? Since we're both Canon shooters, it's, hey, let me bum that lens now or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That scenario,
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
Or and I'm gonna climb that ladder now, or whatever the case may be, like that. But it's usually. I'm sorry.
He makes a good living out of this, then.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's an up and down living, man. It's when you're working for yourself, and you're counting on these people to pay you. A lot of them are slow paying, man. And so it's an up and down life, man. It's sometimes you got to go 60 days or 90 days without any money.
Wow.
Before you get paid, and then, once you get paid, it's all good. But boy, it can.
Yeah. Yep. It is. Self-employed has its pros and cons. That's for sure.
See if this affects his business, the whole virus thing.
Yeah, I imagine it is. I'd be interested to ask him about that. I would imagine it would, but I don't know to what level.
According to him, it's good in some ways because everything is going online and you still need images. So
they're going to want more images or or whatever. Yeah.
The issue right now, I would imagine, is just the travel. He does travel so much.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, it's a matter of he can still jump in his car and take care of something in California and stuff like that. But once these things get more restrictive, he might just be limited to within our state. I mean, I haven't heard any news about them closing state borders just yet, but
I heard Vermont was closing down to outsiders. I only heard it though. I don't know how far it's gone.
I haven't heard anything about. I mean, I've heard about Canada and the Mexico border, but states. I mean, I would imagine that's coming soon, man. You know.
Yeah, I mean, as long as people can move from one area to another, I mean, you run, it's going to get transmit. It's going to go, if they're infected, even if they're not showing symptoms, they're going to potentially, go somewhere else new and have affect somebody else new. So,
and shooting something like a car, I mean, that's something that someone is in, they've breathed on, they've touched,
that's probably fine, but man, yeah, it's just one of those things we don't, it's kind of an unknown, still unknown a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's challenging for small business owners. I know that personally. It's tough because stuff goes up and stuff goes down, and if you don't have a huge bankroll to tide you through slow times, then it's really a challenge. So you need to support local businesses as much as you can. That's for sure. Now, here we go. This looks like your old car, Dennis.
Yeah.
1964 E-Type Series 1 Roadster.
Yeah, well, I was only 13 when that was made.
Yeah. That's a nice car. I could be okay driving that around. I don't know.
Yeah.
I could handle that.
I bet that's quite expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A few dollars at least.
Beautiful car. Absolutely.
Yeah. That body, that design is just. Wasn't the E-Type one one of the most people voted as one of the most beautiful car designs ever, and just the lines and everything with it.
Yeah,
it's just a absolutely fantastic looking vehicle.
Wow, that's interesting. Since I'm not paying for it anymore, I got to add in between photos when I'm.
Oh,
yeah. I've only just started doing that, Joe.
Yeah, I got to add in between that. That was a trip. Yeah.
Did you actually get an ad? Because all I'm getting is blank pages.
Oh, you're not able to see anything, Dennis?
Well, I can't see any ads. It just said this space is for an ad.
Oh, okay. So you're getting a blank page. Now, are you going through a VPN or something?
Yeah, I've got one of the web browsers with a VPN active.
Okay, that's probably it doesn't know where you're coming from, so you can't throw a particular ad up. Yeah, that's probably why.
Yeah, if they don't know when you come in, you won't get any crap ads all over your screen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. See, you may be retired from the spy business, Dennis, but we got you. We figured you out.
Yeah. This is true. I'm all for I'm using a web browser called DuckDuckGo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's won't track you.
Yep.
Won't pass any information to anybody, whatever you're doing.
Yep.
Unlike Google.
Yeah.
Google does that? Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Wow.
Yeah, my little Google thing here. Every time I turn my tablet on or the Linux operating system or anything, up comes all the Google ads and everything I was looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, I'm really learning something on this show here.
Yeah. I'm shocked.
I did order a record though, I have to say.
You did?
Yeah, Amazon had a record, so I ordered one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I got an email today saying something's going to be delivered. I'm like, I didn't order anything, and it was a record I ordered 2 months ago that's now back in stock.
Oh.
I saw that they weren't going to be selling anymore. We're going to be
They're not
getting.
going to be restocking. Right
Yeah,
now,
they're not.
sell what they have.
Yeah.
Fill the orders that they have, but they're not bringing in new stock. Yeah.
So
So I figured, yeah, it was an album, a Rush album. Which one was it? But I figured I'm not going to get that for 6 months now, and then all of a sudden I get the whole thing that they'll be delivered tomorrow. I'm like, okay.
So what did you buy, Joe?
I actually bought a Digital Underground, man. Sex Packets.
Oh, terrific.
100
Never heard of them.
Yeah. They're from back in the day, man. That's what is now an oldie but a goodie. It's kind of funny to refer to them that. But the Humpty Dance was the big song from that.
Can you sing it?
Certainly, you've heard it at a wedding or something before.
Exactly, right, Wes? Yeah, tell him, man. That song is so popular. There's no way you have not heard it. It's just you haven't heard it in a while.
What it sounds like?
Huh?
Can you give us a tune so we know what it sounds like?
Oh man. Yeah. I am not going to say that.
Yeah.
I'd have to charge you and everything, and you know what I'm saying.
It's just going on YouTube. There's copyright infringement there, and
I have been getting, you know what? In all seriousness, I didn't even talk about it on yesterday's show, but I have been getting a copyright notice every day. I got one today. They have been nuking me, and I heard that since Google stopped using humans, they're using now their algorithm, so every damn thing is getting nuked.
Yeah, it's getting more stuff's getting dinged. Yeah. Because it's not getting forwarded to real people to look at stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So, it's you're right, Coach. Digital Underground got a big break from Tupac. I think that is correct. So, yep. Well, cool. So you're going to get a record delivered. I'm going to get one tomorrow. So I don't know. It's going to be.
They still have 6 left. It was only $22. So
okay.
Why not order it?
Too bad. Yeah.
180 gram vinyl. So yeah. Reissue, of course, but
yeah. It's it is good. Yeah, I've got a little more. I'm starting to catch up on some streaming shows. You watch Better Call Saul? You ever watch that? No, you didn't. You're not a fan of Breaking Bad, are you, Joe?
Not really. No.
Better Call Saul is kind of the prequel to Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so much stuff to watch now. Since we can't.
There is a lot, but not a lot of good stuff, right?
Yeah.
Just kind of okay stuff.
There's so much stuff out there. You're sifting through and finding the stuff that is actually good or that you like is. But there's a lot of stuff that I like that I just haven't watched yet.
Before your show, I watched that Mr. Rogers movie, the one with Tom Hanks in it.
Oh, okay.
We saw that a couple weeks ago.
I saw that.
That was pretty decent, man. It was all right.
Good? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say run out right now and go see it, but I mean, it was okay, man. And then I saw that other. It was I think from a UK perspective, the 1917 or something, that World War I or II movie.
The one where he had to tell his brother.
Yeah, they were going. Him and his buddy were going to exactly. Yeah, that was a good one.
It's more about the guy interviewing him than Mr. Rogers himself.
Oh, the Mr. Rogers. Yeah.
The guy was doing. It started. The guy was assigned to do an interview for just like a short little blurb, and he ended up really getting into.
It was more about him than Mr. Rogers.
Yeah. Kind of their relationship.
I didn't think much of it.
It was all right. I mean,
Yeah, I met Mr. Rogers when I was a little kid, so that was I need to watch that movie because it was filmed. It's filmed in Pittsburgh. Yeah. So I met Mr. Rogers when I was a little kid. We went and took a tour of the studio and everything, and I don't know how old I was. I was probably 5 or 6. I mean, so yeah, it just like totally stuck.
I like the perspective of how in Mr. Rogers, you always saw the greater town or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
And I like the perspective of anytime they were traveling, they made Pittsburgh, look like a little Mr. Rogers neighborhood.
Yeah. I need to watch that movie. Yeah, I've been meaning to do it. That might be one that actually both of us can watch because a lot of stuff I like, Pam's like, I don't want to watch that crap.
Yeah.
You can watch it. I have no idea. You know, I'm like, okay, I'll watch it. I kind of feel bad, but you know, if we can find something we both like, then that's always a bonus.
Yeah, I some of the stuff I like is obvious because I have a home theater, so some of it's just pure sound effects, man.
Yeah,
and the sound effects are really good.
Midway.
Huh?
Midway, the other war movie.
Oh, I haven't seen Midway.
The sound on that one is not great. It's
Midway?
Yeah.
Is that the Midway? Is that the remake of Midway, right? Okay, not the one that came out 40 years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that was better.
Yeah, it probably was.
That was better.
The original Midway that came out like 1980, 1981. Yeah.
Oh, so there's another. Oh, huh.
Yeah, they remade that. They remade Midway, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of, this is kind of photography related, and we were talking about this last night, Joe, about that this might be the death of the movie theater.
Yeah.
The whole virus outbreak because they've shut down all movie theaters and all that stuff. What do you think, Wes and Dennis and James? Is this going to be the thing that puts the nail in the coffin of that? People actually going to a movie theater to watch movies now?
I would still like to go because I like the big screen. Okay. But there's certain movies I would see. Some movies I'll say, no, I'll wait for it to come on Redbox.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Midway, 1917 and movies like that, I like on the big screen.
Yeah, Ford versus Ferrari is another one, man.
That's very good.
That was good. What's the movie with shoot. It was another type of singing movie. I'm trying to think of it. It'll come to me.
Yeah,
I think this might help a lot of movies come straight to the small screen for once. Like it might be that, like Bum was saying in our show, like it might be that nudge that they need.
Yeah.
Aren't you? I've seen movies on Netflix, right? That I didn't even know was out on the big screen. I think they go straight to Netflix.
Some movies are like that. They're just people make some independent movie and maybe have gotten shown in a couple theaters and then they sell it to Netflix or Amazon or something like that.
It just shows up, so it is essentially straight to streaming, pretty much.
Judy's that movie I was thinking about, the one about who's that? Judy Garland.
Judy Garland. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that was iffy.
It was iffy. Okay.
What are you talking about now, Joe? The Wizard of Oz.
The Wizard of Oz. Yes.
It's based on Judy Garland.
Yeah. And I did see the movie Richard Jewell. Did anybody watch that about the Atlanta?
No, I heard about it, but the guy that was supposedly the bomber of the Atlanta Olympics. Yeah.
That's one I want to see.
That was pretty interesting, man. I mean, I kind of felt bad for the guy, just the way he was, his demeanor and everything, and it was because you remember all these events going down, and so it was kind of. From that aspect, it was kind of interesting.
See, that's the movie I would say I'll wait for it to go on Redbox and watch it at home.
Yeah.
Not one on the big screen. But what do I do? I usually go on a Tuesday if I go to the movies because then I get a discount rate and it only costs me $5.25.
That's a good deal.
So I don't mind.
It might be a good time to just rewatch all The Walking Dead. Actually,
so you know what to do.
Too real.
When I was working, some friend of mine used to watch that every week, and I told him, "Tell me when it's the last one." He goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "The very last one." Then I watch it just to close up. I'm fed up.
The first few seasons at least. I mean, living here in Atlanta, I was like, I know that place. I know that. I recognize all these places. So I was like, I just need to know where to hide, when things go.
Exactly.
Things go to hell here. Yeah. So I might need to watch the first couple seasons and get caught up.
Those zombies go to zombie school to learn how to do a zombie.
Yeah, zombie school.
For that movie. For that.
Yeah. So, it's interesting. But it is. I mean, there's a lot of people, working from home, and or if they're unfortunately not working, then they've got a lot more time to stream and do that type of stuff. So it might be, it's going to be interesting to see what the long-term society results are of this. The whole social distancing, do people, like we were talking about last night, Joe, are they really excited to get back together in large groups and do big concerts or festivals, that type of thing? Or like, nah, I'm good. Just let's do the online thing.
I think people will still be suspicious of it for a while.
Oh yeah.
I think it's gonna take a while, but I think ultimately, because we are very social, so that whole I think it's gonna take a little while though. I think it's gonna take a little while. It's not gonna be immediate.
I think it really, and to add to the conversation that we had last night, I think it's really going to depend on if the world as a whole goes into a depression. If we have the Great Depression number 2, and we do have 20% unemployment, 25% unemployment, there's going to be a whole economic part of this where people just can't flat afford to do things for quite some time, and that'll affect a couple of generations of people, not willing to even spend that kind of money. We're kind of like ignorance is bliss, kind of like those teenagers that are just woohoo, wee, just kind of doing things. And now you've been a victim of something major. You're real reluctant to go back to that trauma time.
Have a little bit more cautious approach to things. Yeah. So.
Definitely. I mean, a lot like my grandma. My grandma came from that Depression era and would contemplate. I remember her. We were in a store and there was a coffee cup she really wanted, and there was 2 of them she liked, and there was a 25-cent difference, and she sat there for 15 minutes. I don't know. It's a lot of money. I'm like, it's 25 cents. I'll buy both of them. Let's get out of here. You know what I'm saying? And, but that could be the mentality that a lot of us, or maybe our kids, or that even younger than that generation might be stuck with that. There's some of those kids that are already buried in their phone, that 16 to 25 to 30-year-old group that is already social distancing. This might validate everything they've ever thought in their whole life. You know what I'm saying? This might be like, yep, see, told you, I ain't talking to anybody ever.
I'm not talking to you, text me.
Yeah, and then you combine that with a lot of these corporations have already been for years borderline trying to figure out how they were going to have some of their employees work from home anyway. So I think some of this you're not putting back in the bottle. You're not putting this genie back in the bottle with some of this. So I think some of these corporations are going to keep working from home. They've kind of always wanted to do this anyway, and now they're nudged and they're going to give this a good try. And so some people are just not going to come back out of this.
Yeah.
You're
right. Yeah. It's
how many years do you think it'll be for the UK government to recuperate the money? They're going to pay everybody who's out of work 80% of their wages.
Really?
Yeah. They are reversing the tax system. If you're employed and you can't work because your business is shut down, they're going to pay you 80% of your salary up to a maximum of $2,500 a month for the next 3 months.
Well, you know what, Dennis? That's kind of really a good thing, isn't it? I mean, you think about it, Mark, and Wes, and even James. Like, I was having this discussion today with a few people, and I don't think we're but a week or 2 away from having to come to some sort of decision on people's rent and mortgage. There's going to be a lot of jobs lost in the next 2 weeks. And what are we going to do there? You're going to have to come to financial institutions and ask them, the big banks and those companies,
that's one of the proposals that they're talking about, is putting a not forgiveness, but kind of like a hold for the next 60 to 90 days minimum, mortgages, that type of thing.
So it's either give someone money, give people money, like Dennis is talking about, or if you hold off their mortgages for 90 days or their rent, and even if on the depending on the company, if they just put it on the back end, whatever it is, you give people people relief for a period of time.
Yeah, and that's what they're hoping. Yeah, if we give them relief for the next 1 month to 6 months, whatever it is. Yeah,
and it's like, because then you don't have to worry about where you're going to stay, and then you don't have those people out there on the street spreading it some more.
Yeah. So what's Patrick
relief as well.
Is he gonna launch his drone on us here? It looks like
He must be launching the drone. Yeah.
There we go. Hey, Pat.
Hey, how you doing? I thought I would jump in case you guys were getting ready to get off, but
yeah, no.
Otherwise, I'll be.
How do you do? Oh, that is a drone. Oh, no, that's a plane. I was figuring you're gonna stream from the drone or something.
Oh, no. I don't know. I think you can do that with some of them, but not the one I have.
Okay. All right. So how's it going, man? How are things?
Pretty good.
Okay.
Still working, so
good.
For the time being.
That's important. Yeah. I was thinking about you. I was like, wow, I hope everything's going good business wise. So you haven't seen anything drop off too much yet then, huh?
Well, I was supposed to actually go to California like this week. And then a handful of standard stuff.
Okay. Yep, he's kind of freezing.
And
oh, you're freezing up, Pat.
He always has issues.
Yeah.
Is that a Porsche he's driving?
Yeah, it looks like. I don't know. I got to look at that icon there on the wheel. I don't know. Yeah. It's either that or he's riding a lawnmower. I don't know.
Yeah. A really nice lawnmower.
Yeah.
A German lawnmower, more likely. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Good.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. No, he's back. Kind of. You there, Pat? No.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to hear that he's still working, though. I was really. With all the stuff that kind of, just literally in the last 4 or 5 days, the amount of people that have just been laid off or stopped, he was one of the first people I thought about. I was like, well, it seems like what he does is almost completely discretionary. But then I thought, well, most of the people he's doing it for are higher end people. Yeah. So they might not be impacted, at least immediately, by it. Yeah.
What do you guys feel like? Because it feels like even for the next Sunday show is just like a month away. Like every week feels like a month. Every day feels like a week.
Well, every week it's completely, well, I mean, every day is, you have no idea what's going to happen the next day, but especially now. I mean, you just don't, there's just no, there's no sense of kind of regularness to it. It's just, because every day is something new. What's that, James?
My days goes pretty quick. I find things to do. Don't know what it is. I always find something to do.
Oh yeah, there's always stuff to do, but it just seems like yeah. But there's always something new coming around, something new, and it's. I mean, I've been very busy. I've been keeping very busy, but it just like that regular routine is just there, but it's not. Like what you're doing personally, I'm trying to keep that as normal as possible. But everything else around, like the news and what's going on, it changes every day.
Yeah, it's not all bad news, Mark. Because last week, my bank every year sends me 6 free cinema tickets, and last week they arrived.
Okay. I'm gonna go see a movie.
I'm gonna see a movie if and when they ever open again. Yeah.
and when exactly? Yeah.
Is there an expiration date?
Yeah, November.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, everything's been put on hold. It's really interesting. I mean, we finally. I don't know if I told you guys. We finally decided we're going to spend the money and go see the Rolling Stones when they show up here. Well, they postponed their tour, obviously.
Yeah.
That might have been it. That might have been our one shot.
Yeah. It is. Things are so uncertain that it just every day, like I say, it feels like tomorrow coming up. It even tomorrow feels like kind of far away. It's like. There's so much, like you're just kind of waiting to see what happens by this evening, for Christ's sake. Like it's what's going to change. What's going to change by tomorrow morning? What's going to change by tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening?
Yeah.
Like every day to me feels like a week, and then every week feels like a month.
Yeah, it's been interesting at how time kind of.
I mean, you think back, like how long was it? Wasn't that long ago? Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter crash, and that seems like an eternity ago now.
Yeah. That was,
basically
a month ago. Yeah, basically a month ago. Yeah.
It's just,
the good thing, Joe, is no one's talking about dying with climate change.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But I live in a very pro-gun state, and so that's the big thing here too. And what cracks me up is the same cats that will bitch about people hoarding toilet paper literally went and immediately hoarded all the bullets. Like they went and bought all the ammunition they could. And while buying ammunition, buying pallets of ammunition, we're complaining about people buying 3 packs of toilet paper, for Christ's sake. And I'm like, seriously? You know what I'm saying? Like every time the weather changes, for Christ's sake, these people use it as an excuse to they're going to take all our damn guns, go buy ammo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All these people.
Why are they buying ammunition, Joe? Because are you expecting law and order to break down?
Oh my God! I don't, Dennis, in this country, and so I think Florida's a big pro-gun state. Arizona, damn sure is. Texas,
Georgia.
A lot of these states, especially in the southern states, are real pro-gun. And dear God, the weather changes. You get, Republican to going to Democratic Party and all this sort of thing. Any excuse whatsoever, they're taking our guns, go get ammo, and they run out of ammo immediately. I mean, it's like, right, Pat? I mean,
and we've got stand your ground. You can basically shoot somebody and say they were trying to film it.
Yeah. Florida's really well known for it. Yeah.
They're trying to take my toilet paper.
Yep. Yeah, they were coming for my toilet paper.
I have a lady friend now, and so we opened her trunk, and I was putting the groceries in the back of her car, and and she had a case of water in there. I was like, "What did you? Don't show that." Rollins for our water right now, man. What did you do that for?
Oh man,
you're putting our safety in jeopardy. She goes, "Oh my God, I can't believe I left that in there." And then right about that time, famously, a panhandler comes up. Hey, can you spare a few bucks? I'm like, oh my God, see?
I think Pat just got back from buying a pallet of ammo. He looks like he just got back from the ammo. Now, is that what you were driving there, Pat?
Oh yeah,
a Speedster.
Yep, a real deal 356 Speedster.
Oh man.
Okay. I was gonna say, with my work, it's been kind of nice lately with the clients that I've been shooting for. Like this guy, he actually lives in Canada. He has like a house down here, and then he has a dealership up there, and he kind of keeps cars down here and sells them and stuff. Okay. So like right now, he's in Canada right now. So I just drove to his house. He gave me his gate code and his garage code, picked up the car, drove it to the photo shoot location here. We'll shoot it, take it back home. Don't talk to a single person. Don't interact with anyone. So so far it hasn't really, hurt me too bad.
What year is that? 50?
I think it's like a 54, 55, something like that.
That's
it's an early one.
James Dean car. Yeah.
But it's it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
I'll show you.
Look at that.
Yeah, that is sweet.
Yeah. And like I said, the genuine.
It's in slightly rough condition. It's just got the primer coat on it. So how much Bondo's on the wheel wells there?
I don't know. Could be some. I'm not sure. Seems pretty good.
A magnet to it. Start sticking a magnet to it all over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, knowing really nice. I mean, generally stuff is nice, but also he like when he sold cars in the past, he'll go through with like the paint meter on the newer cars. Okay. We go around and it actually measures how thick the paint is, and they have a whole graph that they put on shows like a bar or a kind of like a line graph that shows all over the body with these dots of how thick it is in different areas to show kind of the average. And so he's pretty.
Okay, yeah, that's a beautiful vehicle. Perfect day to drive it around too, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, it's actually beautiful. It's overcast and everything, so it should be good for photos. I'm just hoping I get a little bit of a sunset. It might be a little too cloudy.
Yeah,
hard to tell.
That's nice.
When it hasn't been raining here, it's been insane. The weather's been incredible, man. It's
you gonna get it in front of one of these cacti up there? We're gonna
this is that. I use this photo spot a lot. I actually shared 2 Jaguar photos I took here.
Okay,
another one of his cars. I shot that last week, Tuesday last week.
That's 64 Jag. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's cool.
so yeah, just kind of my go-to spot.
Cool.
And it's also just like a hiking trailhead, so I don't think they're gonna ever shut it. So I'll still be able to get access to it, I hope. And I can put my drone up here, which is kind of cool, and grab some photos that way. I've actually been doing that. That's the reason I shared that McLaren one, because that's from the drone, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that was a drone shot. We were wondering if maybe it was on top of the building or a ladder, but okay, that was a drone. Okay.
Yeah, which it's not the best quality, they make.
It was nice, yeah.
But yeah, for like online stuff, just listing or whatever, it's pretty good. I mean.
Oh yeah, no, it's perfectly fine for that kind of stuff. Yeah, you're not going to take that and blow it up onto a billboard, but.
Yeah. And I took that drone out. I took it out to my house, and I realized that before I had like a height limit set on it that I didn't realize I had on it. And I took it out there the other night, and I got it up to like 1,400 something feet, about 400 meters, 430 meters. So it can go up pretty high for a tiny little drone. I mean, you completely lose sight of it because it's this tiny little gray thing, and then it's gone. You just have to trust it's up there, and it actually lost connection. I had it probably
device, right? It'll come back home.
Yeah,
right?
I probably had it like 100 yards from me, and then like I said, like 1,400 feet up, and then it just it said remote disconnected, and it says like going into fail-safe mode. I'm like, well, I hope it shows up, and I just have to kind of wait around, and it's a little nerve-wracking.
Which one did you get? What drone did you end up getting?
It's just the Mavic Mini.
Okay.
It's their newest one, I believe.
Okay.
But I mean, it's tiny. I can show you it here. I don't have it unfolded, but
does it have a 4K camera? Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
It's like a cell phone. It's like the size of a flip phone.
It really is.
Yeah.
So then I'm trying to here. Let me get just really quick. So even unfolded, it's
wow.
Big. Yeah, it's like a foot across, maybe a foot diagonal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
It's tiny.
It looks like a
Yeah,
like
a bug. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the size of a crab.
Because it's so tiny, it's actually really quiet too, which I like. Just because you don't want to draw too much attention with it, because this one I can pretty much fly anywhere. That's the whole idea of it, because it's 249 grams. It's just under the limit.
Oh, okay.
After 250, you have to register it with the FAA and like have a license and all this kind of crap,
Yeah.
Or not a license, but you have to have it like registered and everything. So this one, anyone can just fly this, grab it, whatever. So
cool. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, so could do this little photo shoot here shortly, and I got hopefully some more stuff coming up. But I don't know when I got cut off earlier, but I was saying I was supposed to go out to California and shoot a bunch of stuff, and obviously that's postponed indefinitely. Probably, I mean, who knows? The person probably just decide not to sell the cars because, well, I don't know. Maybe they'll need the money, but chances are it won't be happening, which is really disappointing because the one car is going down to San Diego to shoot is amazing. Yeah. It's an old homologation rally car.
To delay it for a while, and you might get the opportunity next year. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually a new auction company I've never shot for. It's a guy who used to work for RM, kind of spun off and made his own company.
Okay.
And they just kind of called me up out of the blue and asked if I'd want to go out to San Diego, and
Pat,
and then everything went to shit.
As a photographer, you're fortunate for what you do, because if you're in my shoes and if I were doing it for a living, I'm out of business because I'm shooting humans.
People, yeah.
So.
Yeah, I said, it's been nice because I shot some other cars from McLaren, and that's I deal with like one person. They just hand me the keys and that's all it is. And then like I said, this other guy I shot like a 2017 911 and then that E-Type. and those were in like a storage facility where I had a little gate code for that too, and just drove it myself, and don't have to deal with anyone. And
Yeah.
so
As
for the
far as
time being,
we know,
I'm okay. But
you can't get it from a Porsche. I mean, Porsches don't like transmit this thing, not on their own. You know what I'm saying? So,
and he hasn't. And I guess now come to think of it, any cars you have down here, I'm going to have to shoot for him because he can't actually come here.
yeah, exactly. So there is that.
Because now isn't it Canada right now essential services only?
Yeah. So you could just actually just move in.
No shit. Yeah, I should look for cameras when I return the car. The house is unlocked. I went inside and got the keys. So
yeah, just spread your germs everywhere and tell them, don't come back, dude.
I'll house sit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot closer to my work. It's in North Scottsdale, so it's only like a 5-minute drive from the plan. So
hey, I mean, what are you doing, man? Like,
In fact, I should just cancel my lease right now, or
just cancel the lease, move in, and be like, yo, I'm squatting on your house, dude. Like,
squatters' rights.
That's the way it works. You can get yourself a couple of years out of that deal.
And I got a whole pallet of ammo, so don't come near me.
Yeah, you squat on the house and you inherit some nice cars, a wicked house, and
I should probably at least go steal any toilet paper in the house.
Yeah. Steal the toilet paper. Yes.
Get the bog roll. Get all the bog roll you can.
We've been experiencing problems with deliveries for sure at Costco's. It's been bad at Costco stores.
Yeah.
A lot of our route drivers that deliver to Costco's regularly have been experiencing people not letting them through. People that are S-shaping through the parking lot in line just to get in won't let the delivery drivers delivering goods for you to buy won't let us deliver. It's crazy. So yeah, the National Guard is necessary.
I'll show you something that's kind of related to this screen here, though, that I ignore because I don't think it applies to where I am.
Oh,
but now if you can see this,
all professional.
It's in Scottsdale now.
Oh,
asking for a paid permit.
Operating anymore.
Keep forgetting to look up the code to see what the fee is, but
it's
if I were to get
$100 or something, yeah.
Yeah, I know in LA it's like $2,000 or something, but that's LA, so
yeah. Some of them, I know Albuquerque. If you were shooting in the city, and it was like $25 for this stupid permit, and then you could shoot on any of the public properties,
Yeah. This I think only apply. I'm always in the parking lot, so I don't think it actually applies to me. That's not technically part of the preserve, I don't think, but I'm not sure.
Anything to
Are they really having a problem where they need to do that?
I don't think so. Supposedly they're doing it all over, like Scottsdale and Phoenix. I had heard they're kind of transitioning to doing that. I've never once been stopped anywhere, but I'm usually kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Like this park is super. I mean, this like trailhead is super quiet. I've actually only seen cops here like once or twice, and they're just probably hanging out, looking at the computers, not really doing anything. I mean,
the time, some of the times that I've been kicked out were in Phoenix.
Yeah. Well, I like so rarely shoot in downtown Phoenix, and when I do, it's like, a parking lot by someone's warehouse or something. It's never like in downtown Phoenix itself. I mean, I did years and years ago, like 2008 maybe, but that's probably the last time I've actually shot like in downtown proper.
Well, now that I think about it, I was actually in Glendale. I've been kicked out in Glendale.
I've had people like in neighborhoods get angry and try to kick me out, but not real people that like threaten to call the cops.
Right.
I don't know why. They're just grumpy, I guess. But
yeah, I'll get the rental cops kicking me out. Really, is what happened.
Yeah.
Professional photography not needed. So I'm like, okay, I can whip out this camera all day long. Do you know the resolution for this camera? This is you guys have no, It's.
I'll just tell them if they say anything, be like, "Oh no, I have a nice camera, but I'm like awful at taking photos. I'm not a professional, and you can't prove it otherwise." So, say technically, what makes a professional?
Yeah. It's not about the camera.
Yeah. That's right.
in the past, I've had them tell me, "Well, you can't use that big lens." I'm like, "Well, thank you." Okay, that helps me a lot. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to use the big lens anyway. Stupid.
Strange.
Nothing over 6 inches, I was told. Yeah, honestly, that's.
Well, the size matters.
What's that?
Yeah.
Size matters.
Yeah, size does matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was saying about 6 inch on the lens.
Yeah. I've literally had my lenses measured. Yes.
Ooh.
I swear to God. Yeah.
We've all done it at some point, right?
Yeah. Well, Dennis had a hell of a story of measuring his big lens. Yeah.
Yeah, but we don't need licenses in this country.
Yeah, there's no such thing as no photography in the UK, right?
Yeah, that's it. Any public place, you're allowed to take photos. But
well, that's what I thought. I mean, you are. That's the whole professional thing, because like obviously you can take pictures anywhere with your phone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's bizarre.
Yeah. Well,
Stupid.
It's a revenue source. That's it is really just another call it professional and charge a fee.
It's not a good idea to go around photographing people's children on the beach.
No.
You could cause a bit of a problem there.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, and it's probably UK too, but in the US, if you're standing on public property, you can photograph anything that you can see from public property.
Yeah, you can. It's on YouTube about the UK. There was a guy. They tried an experiment. Cheap camera, really professional-looking camera. No one took any notice with the guy with the cheap camera, but as soon as the guy turned up with the big lens and the big camera, they were calling the police and everything. But he was legal. He was in the public street, so.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You can find all kinds of YouTube videos of people like, I have every right to photograph here. What the like Joe said, rent-a-cops mostly, but or cops themselves, where people freak out if you try to take a picture of a cop and they're like, you can't take a picture of me and all that kind of stuff. But
so
I think it's more of a problem with the video. It seems like if you're shooting video, people get grumpy.
Yeah. Video for some reason. Yeah, they don't like to see they don't like to have other people see what they're doing sometimes.
Yeah,
makes it all the more important to shoot the video.
Exactly right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that now you really make me want to do this. Yeah.
What are you hiding there, buddy? Yeah.
Yeah. What are you hiding there, man? Come on. But yeah, it's.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, Pat, I'd say have fun shooting that piece of crap old antique car.
Yeah, Volkswagen. Pretty good.
Yeah, it's just a Volkswagen. Yeah. Like a Carmen Ghia.
This guy's always shooting old stuff.
Yeah,
like I said.
Yeah.
Lately, all those McLarens.
From this century, buddy. Come on.
Hey, I just shoot like McLarens all the time now. So
that's true. You do.
These cars don't even have roofs on them.
I mean, come on.
What is this?
Yeah. Break.
Yeah, this one doesn't at all. Yeah.
My Subaru has a roof on it.
And they only seat 2. Don't you know SUVs are in now, man? Come on.
How are you going to put in the 3 kids and the 2 German Shepherds in the back and 10 packs of bog roll? Come on.
You can't even get bog roll in there. Give me a break.
How useful is that?
Get a real car.
Yeah.
American. You want to be American.
Well, I can tell you're trying to get off here, Mark, and I should probably get to work anyway. So I'll see you guys later.
Yeah. Well, good seeing you, man.
Yeah. Good to see you too.
Things are going well.
Good shots.
Yeah. Have some good.
Thanks.
Enjoy the shoot and stay away from the rent-a-cops out there.
Yeah, I'll try.
Hey, good seeing you, Pat.
All right.
Yeah,
See you, Pat.
Talk to you later.
Yeah, that's good. Glad to see he's doing well. That's nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, well, cool. All right, guys. Good show. Next week, unless the zombie apocalypse hits, we are going to do a show. So, you know, and it's only a week away, but it might seem like a year. But
It's incredible.
we will see you next week. Until then, stay safe, healthy, and wash your hands. Damn it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. All right. Take care. See you, Dennis. See you, James.
Yeah.
Joe. Later.